Hi guys, it's Kino. Welcome to another video. Just before we get into the reading, I wanted to pop in with a little message for my Tokyo friends. If you live in Tokyo or you happen to be visiting on April 26th, I'm going to be DJing at WOMB. This will be my second time performing on the main floor. It's the same tech house event as last time back in February. If you think you might be able to make it, I would love to see you there and meet you in person. I'll have a link to my Instagram down below where you can DM me for the details. Because of these gigs, I've been able to meet quite a few of you in person and even make some new friends. So I just want to say thank you to everybody who comes out. It's really nice to actually see you as a human in front of me and get to know you. Actually, one of the decks that we're using today was created by a very talented artist who I met through my gigs. Anyway, I hope to see you there. It's gonna be a great time. I'm sending you guys so much love. And now let's get on to the reading. Hi guys, it's Kino. Welcome to another video. So in today's Pick a Card reading, we are going to find out the next move towards you from the person on your mind. So this reading can be for any person, any type of connection. As usual, if we get into a particular group and it seems like the messages coming up are going to be inherently romantic, I will let you know as soon as possible so that if that doesn't apply to you, you can choose a different group. This reading's gonna be pretty straightforward. I did write a little breakdown, which I will show you once we get into your group. So for now, let's take a look at your options. There are 4 groups to choose from today. With each group, we're gonna be using a different tarot deck, and I've also placed a different animal-shaped crystal on top of each to help you pick. I'll also show you a card from each deck so that you can get a sense for what the artwork looks like. It's gonna be just a random card. So, without further ado, let's get a close-up look at each of your options. For my group number 1s, we have this Fluorite Seahorse, and we're gonna be using the Rosa Obscura Tarot. And your random card is the Chariot. For my group number 2s, we have this Opalite Owl, and we're going to be using the Hermetic Tarot. And your random card is the 6 of Swords. For my group number 3s, we have this Red Dragon. Let me know if you know what this crystal is. And we're going to be using the Taisho Roman Tarot. And your random card is the Page of Wands. And for my group number 4s, we have this Tiger's Eye Elephant, and we're going to be using the Atla Tarot. And your random card is the 3 of Wands. Okay, so just in case you need a bit more time to pick, here are all of your options laid out side by side so that you can compare them and see which one is calling to you the most. As always, take all the time you need to pick. You can pause the video if you need to. I'm gonna go ahead and get started with number 1. Hi number 1s, so if you guys chose the Fluorite Seahorse and the Rosa Obscura Tarot, this is going to be your reading. I have an extra oracle card for you because this was mixed in with your tarot deck when I pulled it off the shelf. So I think some of my group number 1s needed to see this message. Be gentle with yourself. If at the time you're watching this, you're faced with a decision of should I push myself today or should I take it easy? Maybe today's one of those days where you want to take it easy. Or if you are going to be showing up and making some efforts, maybe just make it an easier effort, or don't judge the outcome too much. This is a day or a time overall to be a bit easier on yourself. For some of you, this could even be a message from the person on your mind to you, if that resonates. But anyway, let's get into the reading. So I do have a little breakdown that I wrote for this reading. We're going to start by seeing your person's current thoughts, feelings, and experience of the connection, how they're feeling after a recent interaction that they've had with you or a recent event between you. what they are wanting or intending to do when it comes to their next move towards you, and what they will actually do. So that's going to be the reading today. There will be an extended as well, but once we get to the end of this reading and see the unique messages that come up for you, then we'll decide what to dig deeper into in the extended. So we want to see this person's overall thoughts, feelings, experience of the connection. We have the sign of Taurus. We have the 10th house. Ooh, and we have Pluto. Okay, the first thought that I'm getting with the sign of Taurus is that this person sees you as kind of locked in to their life or locked into their plans. They don't see you as someone who's just passing through or someone who's just going to be in their life for a short time. You're kind of locked in or secured is what I want to say. And with the 10th house here as well, it's quite likely that they are already sort of making their own life plans around the idea that you will be present. That was kind of messy wording, but basically I feel like they're making future plans with you, for you, or around you. When they think about their long-term future, when they think about the big picture of the direction they're heading, they're like working you into that. They're assuming that you are going to be there. The 10th house can specifically talk about career and public image, so that could be an element here for some of you, like especially if this is a business connection or a collaboration. But in general, I do think this has to do with like their long-term goals and their long-term vision and them seeing you as part of their long-term future. This can also talk about reputation and status and things like that. So maybe this person kind of feels like they look good in association with you, or they want to show off your connection more, or they want to go public or go official in some way. This could also be an indication that they would like to help you reach your long-term goals, especially if they're career related. They would like to provide support or guidance or nurturing, whatever you need to make your long-term goals happen and to make your dreams seem more tangible. From a spiritual perspective, I do feel like this person's entrance into your life is very important, and vice versa. Like the fact that we have Pluto here, it's kind of like groundbreaking change. It's not just a random person entering your life. I think they're sensing that as well. Regardless of how long you've known each other, I think they're kind of feeling like the era that we are together, or the era that we do stuff together, is going to be long and fruitful. Oh, I love that. Yeah. And what was I gonna say? Oh, that spiritually, I think that this person's presence in your life kind of serves to help you start believing that your dreams can become tangible, or help you kind of like start grounding some of your bigger dreams that once seemed more like lofty or unrealistic. Their presence in your life will help you feel like it's actually realistic. Maybe this person has achieved some things that you are aspiring to achieve, and yeah, I just feel like they're here to help you and provide for you, and vice versa. You or this person could have a Taurus midheaven. You could be a Leo rising, or they could be or have Pluto in the 10th house, or be a Scorpio midheaven or a Scorpio rising. They could also have Capricorn placements. This is just for confirmation, by the way. You don't have to have those placements. But let's take a look at these oracle cards. Actually, let's put the dice here because I feel like that looks better. And then we will look at the oracle cards and see how they're feeling after recent interaction or recent event that happened between the two of you. We have blue whale. That is also making me think of like being a large presence in someone's life. When a blue whale jumps out of the water and makes a splash, you're definitely going to notice it. So you are like a really significant presence in this person's life, or they feel like you are going to be. We have the keywords unity, resonance, magnificence, and mastery, which I almost read this as mystery. So maybe the word mystery is also important, especially because this is card number 2, and that's the number of the High Priestess. So maybe you have some kind of mysterious or alluring energy about you that they feel drawn to. This could be someone who's quite curious about you. They could feel like you or your life is kind of like a new and unknown world to them. And there's a lot that they can learn from you. And I feel like that's mutual. There's a lot that you can learn from them as well. But there's something about you that's a mystery to them. Not in a way like you're hiding something, but just like there's still so much to discover. That's the kind of vibe. But they definitely feel a resonance with you. And I think in general, like I've been talking about how you're a big presence in this person's life. It might just be that they see you as a big presence in general. Like you command attention. They might see you as someone who deserves more visibility and deserves or should kind of show off more. They see you as someone who should have a lot of confidence. We have Sagittarius. Okay, yeah, there's definitely themes of, I'm gonna be a broken record, like a big presence and big expansion. And there's also themes of like growth and visibility here. So it could be that they want to help you grow and help you become more visible so that you can achieve your goals. Or they would like this connection itself to be more visible and to be more official. They feel like you can definitely grow on your own. But when you come together, you have the potential to grow exponentially, exponentially faster and exponentially bigger. This person, I feel like this person gets a lot of new and exciting ideas when they're around you. Whether that's based on your conversations or just being in each other's presence, they get these little, I could almost say downloads, like these little downloads popping into their head of new adventures they want to go on, new ventures they want to try, new things they want to explore. So your presence kind of opens up the world for them. It makes them curious. It makes them want to explore. And optimism, taking that very literally, they feel optimistic about the future. Did I say something about travel? Because I feel like one would say that with Sagittarius energy. This person could be a foreigner, or you could be a foreigner, which I guess that just depends where in the world you're located, because anyone can be a foreigner if they're in the right part of the world. But yeah, you could be like from different countries, or they could want to travel with you, or they could want to like expand something to a global level, or yeah, it seems like they want to grow something with you. We have the letter communication, number 27. That could be a significant number. The envelope being gold is making me think of the golden ticket, like in Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. So maybe that is significant to someone, but there's definitely a feeling that you can open doors for each other. I'm also hearing something about worlds colliding. So like your world and the life you've lived up until now, and their world and the life they've lived up until now, they can mesh together well, but they're also different enough that it's not redundant when you come together. Like you add more variety and more richness to each other's lives. You can open doors for them, they can open doors for you. This feels like really mutually beneficial, and like you can contribute to each other's success. And then we have stellium. So this is also making me think of that resonance message, because when planets are in a stellium, I just saw 1111, it means that they're all close together, and they're sort of acting as like a unit or a field of energy. And we literally have the word unity here as well. So yeah, you definitely have like an energetic resonance with this person. You've probably already felt that, and I feel like this reading is confirming that they feel it too. If you do know this person's like birth chart or placements, you could have a significant conjunction in your synastry, or maybe you have multiple conjunctions in your synastry. Maybe you or they have a stellium in your chart. But yeah, this energy is wonderful. So let's get some tarot cards. Let's see what their desires and intentions are for the next move towards you. We have the Seven of Pentacles, yet another strong indication of the desire to maintain a long-term relationship. The Seven of Pentacles is associated with the sign of Taurus. So there's that energy coming out again that shows they see you as a long-term presence and they see you as locked in. This card is also associated with the planet Saturn. So there is a sense of wanting to build something together. And I actually really like the balance of the energies here, because this Sag energy, you know, it feels like very optimistic and expansive and like big dreams and big plans. And when that energy gets carried away, you can start kind of making unrealistic plans or like having big ideas and then not actually grounding them. But Saturn brings that kind of anchoring energy and that discipline energy where it's like we have these big plans for our future, but we also have the drive to make them a reality, and we have the patience. Like, we're not becoming reckless, we're not becoming unrealistic, like we're aware. I feel like you are building something with this person, and it's like we're aware that this is going to take a long time and there's going to be challenges, but also we believe in ourselves. Like, that's the vibe here. There's also something about a period of fast growth, and I think it has to do with the connection growing. So your connection, your bond with this person could be growing a lot in a short amount of time. And some of you may feel a little bit nervous about that, especially if you have dealt with connections in the past where someone went from 100 to 0 with you. Like they were, you know, basically like, oh my gosh, I love you and we're gonna do amazing things together, and then like ghosted. I'm thinking of that kind of energy. If you have experienced a connection like that, then a bond deepening really quickly or getting really close to someone really quickly could feel kind of uneasy for you. Like, oh my gosh, is this gonna be another easy come, easy go kind of thing? I think this message is coming through to let you know that there's nothing to worry about, because yes, this person is like ambitious and optimistic and all about like big growth and fast progress, but they're also level-headed. Like, they're not reckless. And something happening fast doesn't always mean it's wrong. Use your discernment. Obviously, if something feels too fast for you, I don't want to tell you to like ignore your boundaries or ignore your intuition. But just to say, just because something's happening fast, it doesn't mean it's going to crumble. Just because something's happening fast, it doesn't mean it's not real or like it doesn't have substance. And also, I'm hearing a message that you're like a tree whose leaves and branches and flowers are growing really quickly, but you also need to trust that your roots are growing at the same time to support the weight of your new growth. Some of you are maybe going through a period of growth in your life that you feel is like faster than what you can handle or faster than what you can live up to. And your guides want you to know that you can handle this. Interesting. Okay. What are their desires and intentions when it comes to their next move towards you? We have the Two of Cups. Very straightforward message of a mutually supportive and mutually beneficial and harmonious connection. Our harmonious union and partnership. The Two of Cups can definitely have romantic undertones to it, so feel free to claim it as that type of message. But it certainly doesn't have to be. It is, in any case, a committed and harmonious partnership and union. And you can see that very clearly in this deck with the two hands clasped together. It's like, I'm not letting you go. We're in it for the long haul together. Like, we are doing this together. We've got each other's back. I feel like there's a loyalty to each other with this card. And I don't remember what else I was going to say, but yeah, definitely like the energy exchange is very fair and balanced here. So just as much as they can open doors for you, you can open doors for them. Just as much as they can teach you, you can teach them. Just as much as they can support you, you can support them. It's really nice. So what will they actually end up doing for their next move towards you? A card just fell on the floor. It's the Star. Okay, so whatever their next move is towards you, it's probably already something that you've been wishing they would do, but it's going to exceed your expectations. Yeah, so let's say you were hoping that this person is going to ask you out. And then it's like, not only do they ask you out, but the place they're going to take you is a place that you've always dreamed of going. Or like they got you tickets to see your favorite whatever, your favorite play, your favorite band that you thought it was sold out. It's like going the extra mile from whatever you thought they were going to do. Or for a work connection example, like maybe you're hoping this person would give you an opportunity, and then it's like, not only do they give you this opportunity, but it's gonna pay way more than you thought, or the opportunity is going to be like a regular thing rather than a one-off thing. It's just better than what you expected is definitely the vibe that I'm getting with this Star. And yeah, it feels like something you're already wishing for or manifesting. I am noticing the repetition of like, we have 2, 2, 7, 7, 2, 1, 7. Those numbers could be significant. 1, 2, and 7. Maybe there's like a date that contains those numbers that is significant. Maybe the year 2017 is significant to someone. What are they going to end up doing for their next move towards you? The 8 of Pentacles. I probably don't need to tell you this again because I've said it so many times in this reading, but that point is really being driven home about like being a consistent presence in each other's lives and building something together. Like, I don't know if your guides just like really want to confirm this to you, but that message keeps coming up. And also, the two cards that came out for this part of the reading, the Star and the Eight of Pentacles, they once again highlight that beautiful balance between like, I am dreaming big, and I just heard something about like romanticizing your life. So it's like, I'm dreaming big and romanticizing my life with this person, but also we are being grounded and we are being responsible and we're being disciplined, rather than those two energies being adversaries or like canceling each other out. When you're with this person, those energies kind of work in harmony. Like, we are disciplined and consistent because we believe in our big Delulu dreams and we know that we can make them real. So I think you're gonna see, this sounds like big and dramatic because it kind of is. Like, I think you're gonna see some of your life's biggest wishes and dreams come together alongside this person, or literally like as a direct result of this connection being in your life. This looks really positive. And oh, I remember what I was gonna say. Remember when the Two of Cups came out and I was like, I was gonna say something, but I forgot. I do think that there's like a spiritual reason for coming into each other's lives. Whether it's like a past life connection, it doesn't really have to be. This could be your first incarnation together, but you just like, you decided to come into each other's lives in this incarnation for a specific reason. It does feel like there's a spiritual element to the connection, like you're a significant part of each other's journeys. So I just want to look at the back of the deck, or bottom of the deck, whatever, and that's going to be, oh, I was going to say that's going to be like the message or advice from your guides, and it is the Four of Wands. My friends, we have the Four of Wands and the Two of Cups and the Star, which is such a huge indication of a happy and harmonious and committed union and wishes being fulfilled. Again, it doesn't necessarily have to be romantic. This Four of Wands certainly, well, doesn't necessarily look romantic, but it certainly looks like intimate and emotional. So even if this was a business partnership, I do think you and this person would end up building a really important personal bond, such that, this is just a hypothetical, right? But let's say you did have a business with this person. It's kind of giving the vibe that even after the business ended, you would still be friends. You would still be really close. So you're not just, if it is a business connection, you're not just together because of your shared goals and shared ventures. It's like you really formed a bond as people, such that even if the circumstances around you changed, you would still want to be in each other's lives. I think just as people, as souls, you really resonate with each other. You really get each other with this communication and stellium. I would definitely check your synastry if you can, and if you're interested, of course, because I do wonder if you have like a really tight conjunction in your birth charts, in your synastry, or you could have like a really tight trine with something, like with Sun, Moon, Mercury, Venus, one of those, or your ascendant or your midheaven. But yeah, your guides are not really giving advice as much as a message of dreams come true. Dreams come true, and the answers are all inside of me. All I gotta do is believe. I'm not gonna stop till I get my shot. Yumi's dreaming. Oh, I love when she makes that sound. It's so cute. Okay, so based on the messages that we have seen here, this is what we'll look at in your extended. I want to see the circumstances of this union energy that was coming up. So the how, the when, the where, and what blessing or accomplishment is manifesting through this connection. And finally, any message from your higher self or their higher self about the spiritual purpose of this connection. So if that sounds good to you and you'd like to join me in the extended, it's going to be linked down below in the description as well as in the pinned comment. There's an option to watch just this reading. There's also the monthly membership option, which gives you access to all of the extendeds every month. If you are considering that option, just make sure that you read the different membership level descriptions so you know exactly what you're getting. But I'm super grateful to everyone who considers that option. And if you're gonna leave the reading here, thank you so much for letting me do this reading for you. I hope you have a wonderful day or night whenever you're watching, and I wish you all the best. Please take good care of yourself, stay healthy. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you feel like doing that. If you'd like to find me elsewhere, I'm gonna have linked down below my Instagram, the memberships that I just mentioned. You can watch all of the extendeds, and you can also watch exclusive full-length pick a card readings for the members. I will link my music channel, which includes the intro song of this video. That is an original song, and I'll also have my latest release down below. If you are in Tokyo on April 26th, you can come meet me and hang out. I will be DJing at Womb, so feel free to DM me if you would like the details for that event. But that is all for now. Thank you so much for supporting me, my channel, and anything I do. I really appreciate having you here, and I'm sending so much love to you, this person, your higher selves, your spirit guides, your spiritual teams, and all of your loved ones, both here on Earth and in the other realms. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye. Hi, number twos. So if you guys chose the Opalite Owl, shout out to my Swifties because she has a song called Opalite, and the Hermetic Tarot, this is going to be your reading. So there's a few messages that I wanted to share before we get into your cards. The first one, I don't know, you may have already noticed this in the intro, but when I was holding up your Six of Swords, I noticed that the card says Lord of Earned Success, and I was like, oh, that's very nice. So that could be one of the first messages for you, like some effort of yours is about to pay off and you're going to be getting some well-earned success from it. And then also, when I was holding up your card and your crystal in the intro, my ears were ringing, and that already could be a message for you. Like maybe you experience a ringing in your ears, or that's kind of like how your guides get your attention. But I noticed that it was ringing in a G note. So the throat chakra could be significant for some of you. Your throat chakra is activating right now. And then finally, I had a very specific visual coming up in my mind's eye for this group, which was you were at a computer and you were like consumed in something. So you were doing something that's like fun or exciting. It didn't feel like the vibe of sitting at a computer and doing mundane work. It was more like you're like working on an exciting project, or maybe you're researching something that is like really exciting for you, or maybe you're playing a computer game. Maybe you're video calling with a friend. I don't know. But I just saw you like consumed on this computer, and then your phone going off and it's this person on your mind texting you, and you just kind of like glance at your phone and you're like, oh, I'll look at it later, because you're so like engaged in what you're doing. So very specific, but I just wanted to share that with you. Anyway, let's get into the reading now. So this is the little breakdown that I've written for this reading, and we are going to start by seeing, did you hear the little dog barking outside? Okay, we're gonna start by seeing this person's current thoughts, feelings, experience of the connection with you, how they're feeling after a recent interaction with you or a recent event that's happened between you, their desires and intentions when it comes to making their next move versus what they will actually end up doing. So that's going to be the reading. There's also going to be an extended, but we will figure out what's going to be in there once we get to the end of your unique messages here. So, oh wait, I want to start with dice. That's what we're doing. So we're gonna roll some dice and see how this person is thinking, feeling, experiencing this connection overall. We have the number 2. Okay. I'm thinking of the association of self-worth with the second house. I just saw 333. I think that this is a person who cares a lot about your opinion. Like if you thought positively about them, it would boost their self-worth. And conversely, if you thought negatively about them, that could lower their self-worth. I feel like there's a part of them that really, really looks up to you, which, you know, there's nothing wrong with that because you're awesome. But I feel like there's maybe a little part of them that's kind of like dependent on what you think of them. Like you may kind of be on a pedestal to this person. We have the sign of Aries. So I definitely think that how this person views themselves is influenced by you or what they think you think of them. They may be really interested in what you're thinking about them, how you're feeling about them, how you're seeing them. And I think that you are quite aspirational to this person. I think this person wants to be a lot like you and probably compares themselves to you. And we also have the planet Mars. Okay, there's a couple different things coming through. I really do think that you are an aspirational and motivational figure in this person's life. I just feel, because there are some really nice energies here, like the way they look up to you and the way you motivate them is very lovely. But I feel sometimes it tips a little bit too far into like comparing themselves to you. Maybe sometimes they have like envious feelings towards you. And then I'm also getting the sense, for some of you, this person could have done something in the recent past that they kind of regret. Like maybe they said something to you that they regret, especially if they were behaving in an impulsive or reactive way. They may owe you an apology or feel like they owe you an apology, or they're just kind of kicking themselves for a recent interaction. Like, why did I do that? Why did I say that? Now that I'm kind of sitting with these messages, that could just be an aspect of this person's personality. They could be kind of an emotionally intense person, and they could kind of get carried away sometimes in their emotions, like kind of taking things to the extreme. Yeah. Okay, so let's take a look at these oracle cards and see how they're feeling after a recent interaction or recent event between you. We have Golden Orb Spider with the number 32. Messenger, Balance, Awareness, Design. For some reason, this is giving me the feeling that they've been kind of checking up on you or checking in on your energy. The web was kind of making me think of the internet, social media, you know, like checking someone's page, checking someone's story to see what they're up to, or like if you have mutual people, maybe they're trying to, this is kind of making me think that you're not really in contact with this person right now, because there's a feeling that they're trying to find out how you're doing or trying to find out things about you through other people, like online or through the grapevine. Something like that. Because I just imagined that scene from Harry Potter where Harry's like, well, you can tell Ron, and Hermione's like, I'm not an owl. You know, I just thought of that. They're like kind of checking on you indirectly rather than addressing you head on is kind of how it feels. This is giving the vibe of like, I'm not texting you, but I'm watching all of your stories and I'm liking your posts sometimes. Like, that's kind of the vibe. And we have Mercury. Literally my phone just went off. Did I not say that was gonna happen? Like, you're doing something else and then your phone goes off and like you weren't even thinking about them and you're like, I'll answer that later. I think that's how it's gonna be when they reach out to you. We have Mercury, think, learn, network, and communicate. So we have messenger here and we have communicate here. So this person definitely is thinking about you a lot and wants to communicate with you a lot. I just feel like when it comes to taking that step and initiating, they're kind of hesitating. And then they just end up in this cycle where they're like thinking about you, checking on you, thinking about you, checking on you without like actually coming forward. We have the circus, social. We have like social networks, literally social network. That's what social media is. And we have the web too. Some of you could have like met this person online or met them through social media, or like you haven't spoken in a while, but you're still like following each other and kind of like randomly interacting with each other or interacting with each other's posts sometimes. Because yeah, like social is also making me think that you have mutual people in your circle. Maybe you also hear stuff about this person through people in your circle. And the circus card, I'm not gonna lie, it is kind of making me think that this energy is kind of silly. And if this is your group, you probably feel like it's silly too, because it's like, if we're gonna be like interacting with each other's stuff and being in the same circle and hearing about each other from like, why don't we just like, maybe there's something that they have to say to your face, or there's something that they should address you directly about. It's kind of like, what are we doing? Let's just talk to each other. Feels like there's a conversation that needs to be had between you and this person. And we also have the number 20 is the number of judgment. The judgment card, and that's making me think like an elephant in the room. You guys need to talk through something. That's the vibe that I'm getting. Maybe it's a tricky thing to talk about, because when I look at these images together, it looks like the butterfly risks kind of flying and getting stuck in the spider's web. Something that's kind of difficult to talk about, or maybe one or both of you are kind of walking on eggshells or like dancing around something. I feel like one of you is in an energy of actively transforming and evolving, and one of you is in an energy of sitting and waiting. Or these could both be aspects of yourself. The butterfly and the spider. And we have third house, which is literally the house of communication. Okay, yeah, it's pretty clear that this person wants to communicate with you, that they're thinking about you, because the third house can also be mental stuff, and it can also be your immediate circle. So I would bet that you have like mutual acquaintances, friends, whatever with this person. Could even be like family, but it's just like it feels like you're interacting with the same people. You're in close quarters, even if you're not talking so much. Maybe you like you frequent the same places as this person. You bump into them, but there's some elephant in the room that you're still kind of dancing around, is the vibe that I'm getting. So I'm like, where's your deck? It's literally right here. All right. We're gonna pull some tarot cards and see what they want to do or what they intend to do when it comes to their next move towards you. I'm not gonna lie, this spider, don't like it, but I'm being very brave. Let's see. What do they want? Woo! What do they want to do or intend to do when it comes to you? Isn't there a Justin Bieber song that's like, when it comes to you, or something to you, to you? I'm gonna have to look that up. We have the Four of Wands. Oh, so they want to work things out and they want to be happy with you. This could be, I mean, obviously you know who this is, but this could be family or someone you consider as family or someone who belongs to the same group as you, belongs to the same community as you. I would also say you and this person share, you have similar gifts and you have similar dreams for your future. Maybe you're like, you have the same interests, you're passionate about the same things. I feel like you have a lot in common. And I think a lot of the time, like the strengths and gifts that this person sees in you and admires in you are things that they themselves have, but they haven't really tapped into yet or worked on so much yet. And they could access those strengths and gifts if they spent more time focusing on themselves rather than just comparing themselves to other people, which is a hard lesson that maybe they're in the process of learning. It does seem like this person has insecurities, and don't we all? But I think that sometimes those can get in the way of their connections and the connection with you, because it almost feels like sometimes they have frustrations about their insecurities, but then they kind of misdirect the frustration to like external things. I hope that makes sense. I definitely think this person misses you and wants to be happy with you and wants to make you happy, wants to see you happy. I also think that this person is aware that they kind of, I don't know what happened between the two of you, but it feels like they kind of should be the one to initiate the next interaction. The ball is in their court to reach out to you and say something, because it doesn't feel like they're expecting you to reach out or they're expecting you to make the first move. It's kind of like they know they have to do it and they will be willing to do that. One or both of you could have personal planets in Aries, like, especially I'm thinking like Mercury, Venus, Mars, because those planets are present here. We have Princess of Swords, Princess of the Rushing Winds. So Page of Swords, also another card that talks about communication. Rushing winds, that feels like sudden communication coming in. That also feels like page, winds. It does feel like this person is changing. They want to change. With the Four of Wands, I do think that their sense of self is improving. And the more they build like a healthy confidence and a healthy sense of self-worth, I think the more they're able to look back on ways they may have behaved towards you reactively that were uncalled for. that things that they wouldn't have done if they were in a healthy and secure place. They're probably having a lot of moments recently of like, oh, why did I do that? Why did I say that? So it's bittersweet. It's for them. I'm just talking about their subjective experience. It's sweet because they can see themselves growing and healing and developing a stronger self-esteem. But then it's bitter because they also realize how they may have hurt others or just stepped out of line before this healing. So in terms of their desires and intentions, it does seem like it's not only that they intend to change. I think that they are actively changing and they want to reach out to you. At the time that you are watching this, they could still kind of be in a hesitant energy, but it does seem like they are actively, checking on you, trying to, see about you, hear about you. So that's their desires and intentions. Let's see, versus what they will end up doing. Universe, the world, the great one of the night of time. Okay, so I'm thinking back to the Judgment card because that was making me think of like elephant in a room, something needs to be addressed. And so the world, being the card that comes after Judgment, this feels like the finishing of unfinished business. So again, it does seem like you haven't really been in contact with this person and maybe there's still things that have been left up in the air. Some questions lingering in your mind about this person or the connection. They've been left unanswered. You're probably wanting some clarity. And so I'm hearing that they're going to finish what they started, or just they're going to finish unfinished business and resolve things with you, where you can talk about the journey you've had together up until now and come to a conclusion. And I heard like agree to agree. So I think your guides are saying like, this isn't going to be a situation where when all is said and done, you're like agreeing to disagree. Yes. Okay. I'm seeing clearly you and this person having a conversation about past events that unfolded, and you are both, your stories are matching. You're both agreeing about what happened, versus like, oh, well, that's not what I remember happening, or like, I never said that. I don't see this kind of thing unfolding. I see both of you like, okay, we're on the same page. Like, this is what happened, right? And you said this to me, and you said this, but it was actually that. Like, we're in agreement, right? It's like you're both getting the story straight and agreeing. Like this Page of Swords could also be truth coming out and speaking honestly. This person could have told some lies, big or small, hopefully small, but I specifically saw an instance where you suspected that they felt a certain way and they said, no, I don't. Now you're coming back to resolve things and they're like, yeah, actually I did feel that. I just told you I didn't because blah, blah, blah. And you're like, I knew it, So it's like, I think it's some kind of dishonesty about what they were feeling, where maybe they told you that they don't care. And then now they're like, actually, I did care. And you're like, I know, I knew it. But it's nice to hear them confirm that. Like, I wasn't crazy for thinking that. Yeah, you're definitely getting your stories straight. What are they going to end up doing when they come towards you. We have the Two of Swords, but in this deck it says Lord of Peace restored. I'm gonna read this Two of Swords a bit different than I usually would, because we've established in this reading the sword, it represents like your communication, and it represents the truth coming out, and it represents you being honest with each other. So when I look at these two swords crossing and this Lord of Peace restored, I'm seeing this as your truth and their truth coming together. And you're kind of retroactively getting clarity about a situation, why they said what they said, why they did what they did, and how they were truly feeling. This card is associated with the moon in Libra, so I do think that this is going to restore some harmony between you and restore some harmony in your inner world. Like, it's going to bring you peace. If I think about the interpretation of the Two of Swords that I'm used to, which is like kind of crossroads, this or like, what do you call it? This or that. You're at an impasse, you're at a fork in the road, whatever. It could be indicating like, now that you've come to a conclusion about past events, now you and this person have to make a decision about how you want to move forward, or if you want to move forward at all. At the bottom of the deck, this is the messages or advice from your guides, and it's the King of Pentacles, Prince of the Chariot of Earth. Why is his head so big? Okay, so I'm actually hearing for the advice from your guides is don't compromise. Wow. Like, how do I elaborate on that? Don't compromise. Maybe that already means something to you. I guess stay firm and stay stubborn in your dealing with this person. I feel like there's certain things that you are not to budge on. There's certain things that you are not to bend on. Like, okay, I'll give you that. Just because you like, just because you care about them, or just because you feel bad. Stay firm and don't compromise. Keep your usual high standards and hold this person to the same standards that you would hold anybody else in your life. I do have a feeling that this person is special to you, but they should still have to follow the same rules as everybody else. I'm seeing an analogy where it's kind of like your life is a house. And when people come into your house, they have to take off their shoes so that your house stays clean. And just because this person is special to you doesn't mean that they get to be an exception to that rule. No, you too, you have to take off your shoes. I wonder if sometimes you may have a tendency to like be more lenient towards this person, or be a little bit more bendy with your boundaries or your standards when it comes to this person. And that's why your guides are saying don't compromise, stay firm, put them to the same standards as everybody else. Yeah. I have to look up what that Justin Bieber song is, because I just said when it comes to you again. Okay, I just looked it up, and the song, it's just called To You. So I wrote it down. Maybe I will link it below. And also Opalite, because I did think of the Taylor Swift song Opalite at the start of this reading. I've never even heard it before. I just know that it exists. Anyway, so I'm coming back from the future because I just did the extended reading. And at the end of it, I wanted to also be nosy and see if we could get a timing prediction. So I just added that here. So in your extended, we are going to see what would this person tell you right now if they had the courage. So if this person was in front of you right now and they had their walls down and no filter, what would they say to you? We're going to see changes in this connection in the short-term future and the long-term future. And we're going to look into the spiritual purpose of this connection. If that sounds good to you and you'd like to join me in the extended, it's going to be linked down below in the description as well as in the pinned comment. There will be the option to access just this one reading as well as the monthly membership where you can access all of the extended readings that go up every month. If you are considering the membership, just be sure to read the description of the different membership levels so you know exactly what you're getting, but I'm super grateful to everyone who considers that option. If you're gonna leave the reading here, thank you so much for letting me do this reading for you. I hope you have a wonderful day or night whenever you're watching, and I wish you all the best. Please take good care of yourself, stay healthy. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you feel like doing that. And if you would like to find me elsewhere, I'm gonna have linked down below my Instagram, my memberships, which I just mentioned. You can watch all of the extendeds, and you can also watch full-length exclusive readings for the members. I will link my music channel, which includes the intro song of this video that is an original song, and I'll also have my latest release linked down below. And if you happen to be in Tokyo on April 26th, you can come meet me. I'm going to be DJing at Womb, so if you're around and you think you can make it, send me a DM on Instagram and I will share the details with you. Thank you so much for supporting me, my channel, and anything I do. I really, really appreciate having you here, and I'm sending so much love to you, your higher self, your person, their higher self, your spirit guides, your spiritual teams, and all of your loved ones, both here on Earth and in the other realms. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye. Hi, number threes. So if you guys chose the dragon and the Taisho Roman Tarot, this is going to be your reading. So this is the breakdown that we have for today's reading. We are going to start by seeing your person's current thoughts, feelings, and experience of this connection, how they're feeling after a recent interaction with you or a recent event that happened between you, what their desires and intentions are for their next move towards you, and what they will actually end up doing. So that's going to be the reading today. There's also going to be an extended, but we will figure out what's going to be covered there once we see what unique messages come up for your group. So without further ado, let's see how your person is feeling right now about you and the connection overall. Okay, we have the moon, we have the 6th house. Okay, right away this feels like sorting, how do you say that? Getting their emotions sorted. So when it comes to the connection with you, they're sort of in an energy of observing and analyzing their own emotions. We have the sign of Pisces here as well. So, okay, I just heard a kaleidoscope of emotions. Not really sure what that means, but a kaleidoscope is colorful and kind of trippy, but it's also beautiful. So I feel like them getting to experience these feelings for you has really opened them up to a new world of emotion. And it's interesting the way I word it, getting to experience these feelings for you. So I would say that this person truly sees you being in their life and them getting to experience you as a blessing, like as a privilege. It's something that they get to do. This is how it's coming through. I do think that perhaps sometimes their emotions are overwhelming or kind of confusing, and so or the circumstances are confusing. That's coming through. Either they're confused by their own emotions or the circumstances that you two find yourself in and like how to navigate that. So currently they're in an energy of just kind of sorting through their emotions and processing stuff. Also, maybe this message is just for some of you, but what just came through is that because they've never felt something like this before, and it's all kind of like confusing and maybe a bit overwhelming sometimes, it's like they wish they had someone to talk to. They wish they had someone who could like give them advice and help them navigate the situation. but when they think of who they would want advice from, it's you. But it's like, I can't go to you and ask you for advice about my feelings for you. It's kind of like they feel like they have to sort it out themselves and get their inner world kind of straightened up and then approach you. So seems like they're in a phase of inner work and kind of self-observation, I want to say, and self-analysis. You or they could have a moon in Pisces or moon in the 6th house, or you could be a Libra rising, or they could be, this is just for extra confirmation, of course. You don't have to have those placements. Someone could also be a Virgo moon. But yeah, let's take a look at these oracle cards and see how they're feeling after a recent interaction or recent event that happened with you. We have Falcon, focus, action, purpose, aspiration. Why is aspiration? When I read purpose and aspiration, my brain thought perspiration. So maybe they were a little bit nervous when they saw you last time, or they were a little nervous about a recent interaction. Because I'm thinking, like, when you're sweaty, when you're nervous, you can get kind of sweaty. Or like, maybe it was hot. I don't know. Or maybe you were hot. But anyway, I also heard I Want to Go All the Way. And that made me think of that Britney Spears song. I wanna go, you know the one. Which that can mean different things depending on how you interpret it. It could mean, you know, I want to be in this connection for the long run. I want to reach the final potential of this connection. You could take it another way if that resonates for your situation. But they want to move forward with intention. So I think they're just feeling a lot of feelings right now, and they're assessing them against the logical part of them. They're aware of their emotions and they're observing them, but they also don't want to get carried away with them. So they have to make sure that whatever conclusion they come to also makes sense to their logical side, and they want to move forward with intention. I feel like this is a very like intentional and maybe cautious person. And especially when it comes to relationships and matters of the heart, I feel like this is a type of person who wants to move forward very carefully. And I don't know, like, there's something about navigating this connection that feels tricky when I sit with the energy, and I don't know if it's objectively tricky or if that's just their subjective experience, or it's like if the act of navigating their emotions is tricky, or like the external circumstances you find yourself in. You'll know your situation, of course, but it's almost like they're saying, okay, emotions, I see you, I recognize you. How do we navigate this in a way that makes sense? That's kind of the vibe. We have house 6, so there's that same energy again. I wonder if you or they have significant 6th house placements, or maybe in your synastry, like one of your personal planets falls into their 6th house, or vice versa. Establishing a foundation, health, daily life, and practical details. This could be someone you see on a regular basis, or you're about to be seeing them on a regular basis. I feel like this definitely confirms that the logical side of this person is often in the driver's seat. And it's not that they don't listen to their emotions, but it's like the logical side of them is gonna have the final say. So if for any reason the logical side of them like flags an emotion as unusual or complicated, they need to kind of like sit down and process it. I wonder if this person has strong like Mercury, like Gemini, Virgo placements, because that feels very like Mercury moon to me as a Gemini moon. So there's something about the way they feel about you that's like, I don't know, maybe it's like I haven't known group 3 for long enough to be feeling all of this, or the way these emotions came up seems kind of, I don't know, it transcends logic, I guess. And they're trying to make sense of their emotions. And I wonder how that is going for them. I'm sure we'll find out. Oh, we have the ring with lovers. So this one will probably have more romantic undertones than the other groups. I've already done groups 1 and 2, and I can say that they're not like inherently romantic messages. So if you felt drawn to those and you're not asking about a romantic connection, maybe group 1 or 2 would have a message for you. I can't tell you about group 4 yet, obviously. But I could say at the very least that this would be someone who deeply cares about you. So it wouldn't be a strictly business kind of connection. And this is the type of person who doesn't really do relationships half-heartedly. They don't do casual relationships. I also think they don't really do relationships that have vague labels. They need that certainty and that stability of like, what are we? Like, we are friends. We are a couple. They don't like to leave things up in the air. But I feel like when it comes to your future, there's still some uncertainty about how things are going to turn out. Maybe this individual, just in their own life, they feel like their future is quite uncertain at this stage, and they're just wondering how, like I heard a budding love, okay. They're at kind of an uncertain stage in their life. They're not sure about the future, and they're wondering how a budding love fits into that. So it may also be that they're just like ruminating on the situation in general and their own journey and where they're headed and how they fit you into that, or how they fit the potential relationship into that. I am noticing common patterns in the imagery in these cards. Like obviously we have the bird on the falcon card, and then we have a bird's wing here. And then also we have the heart here and the heart here. And we have the 4th house, 1111, as I'm holding up this card. One thing that I can say with the 4th house is that this person does feel very safe around you. You feel like home to them. They feel a sense of belonging with you or belonging to you. And I'm also hearing they've shared things with you that they haven't shared with anyone else, or they would feel comfortable to do so. When it comes to uncertain future, it could have to do with like their living situation and where they're gonna settle, or how they're going to secure a place to settle. If that's up in the air, then your connection could be kind of difficult to navigate. I think their living situation or how they get security in their life is kind of rattled right now. Like things are up in the air. Their routine could be kind of messy right now. Their schedule could be kind of weird or irregular. They could be focusing on their health as well, because we have the 6th house here. I feel like they just have a lot going on. And like I said, they wouldn't want to half-ass a relationship with you. And it's as if their house is completely messy and completely in disarray. Like they feel like I'm in no place to have guests at my house. Like I need to clean up my damn house before I start letting people in. I think this is someone, like I said, when they commit to something, they want to be committed, they want to give their full energy, and they don't want to, I feel like they have quite high standards for the version of themselves and the version of their life that they present to others. They don't like to show their messiness to other people. This is also making me think of 8th house energy. Like they don't like showing their messiness and all their crap to other people. Especially someone like you who they care about so much. I'm just sitting with this energy. I have a feeling that the closer you guys get and the more comfortable they get with you, they'll probably start softening up in that respect and not being so like, no, you cannot come over because I have dirty dishes in my sink. That's a metaphor, by the way, but you know, like they'll kind of let you in more and let you see the parts of their life that they're still ironing out the kinks, and the parts that are still messy, and the parts that are still up in the air. I kind of wonder if you have an image of this person that is like very put together and very like impressive and aspirational, and they're kind of nervous about disappointing you. Like, I'm not all of those great things you think I am. I feel sad when I say that, because yes, they are. I feel like they're quite hard on themselves. And like, what would you think if you saw all the messiness in my inner world? You'd probably be like, that's called being a human, man. Like, same. But anyway. Oh my gosh, I did it again. I keep being like, where's the tarot deck? And it's literally right here. I did that for group 2 also. So we are going to shuffle your tarot deck. And let's see what they want or what they intend when it comes to their next move towards you. Oh, we have the 10 of Cups. Interesting that this card has a marriage proposal. This card has a baby, and this card has spouses with children. I'm just saying. That could definitely confirm something to some of my group 3s, like that. I mean, that makes sense, like especially if this is a romantic interest. If there's one thing I know about your person is that they don't half-ass relationships. So like if they're gonna pursue you, it is probably with that end goal in mind. Maybe that's what the I wanna go all the way was talking about. And for you specifically, that doesn't necessarily have to be like marriage and kids and like that more traditional stuff. That happily ever after, going the whole 9 yards, that energy can look different to different people, but they're definitely wanting and intending, you know, serious relationship, serious commitment, building something together. I feel like this is a type of person who doesn't, they don't do the casual and vague stuff. Okay, I just heard a really sweet message. So definitely for some of you, this like marriage and kids can be taken literally, but if you don't really resonate with that in the literal sense, I heard that the children represent their desire to like, it's like, I want to make you happy and I want to create something with you that is like the manifestation of our happiness. That's so sweet. I also feel like this person has been writing a lot recently. And specifically I heard nonfiction. So it's maybe they're writing a nonfiction book, or they're like journaling, taking notes. They're writing about the facts of something, probably to analyze it. But they may have various notebooks and journals strewn about their house at this time. Or maybe that's you. That would be funny if someone's like listening to this reading and taking notes. Woo, all right. Okay, so before we look at these, those cards just knocked over one of the dice, and now it's landed on the North Node, which is very interesting. That feels like, oh, and the North Node is in Pisces right now as I'm filming this. That's funny. That definitely feels like something is calling to them. Something is pulling at them. The North Node is pulling at them. We have, oh, Four of Cups. Something is calling to them and pulling at them, but they are ignoring it for now. They have some kind of purpose, some kind of, okay, this is kind of getting spiritual, but like some kind of spiritual purpose or spiritual mission to fulfill, and they're ignoring it right now. But I feel like it's a conscious thing. It's not that they're not seeing it, it's that they're ignoring it. They're kind of putting it off to some undefined future. I'm hearing like, I know I can do more. And we have the Page of Cups, which pages can also be a sign of children. Man. Again, you don't need to take these messages literally, but if children are on your mind, that's crazy. Like, that was Yumi. There's a lot of children here. Anyway, it's like, oh, okay. Because this is the same cup. So I feel like this is your person. This is like their inner child who's offering them something. So maybe this is like a childhood dream that they've been ignoring or putting off for a long time. And they intend to pursue it. You definitely, you've helped them reconnect to their inner child, and you've helped them enter more into a mindset of like seizing the day, living for today, honoring the calling inside of them. I feel like, you know, I love a logical mind, I love an analytical mind, but when you're constantly in that energy, you can sort of get paralyzed. And I think they have this calling that they keep like waiting until the perfect moment where it practically makes sense to do it. And it's like sometimes you just have to go for it, even if it still feels unrealistic, even if it feels like the timing and the circumstances don't make sense. Sometimes you just have to go for it. And I think you've probably come into this person's life to kind of wake them up, to like stop waiting for the perfect moment, stop waiting for the logical part of you to authorize everything you do. Like, you can act from passion, you can act from your whims, you can act from curiosity, you can act from spontaneity. I feel like you're kind of helping this person like let loose or come out of their comfort zone, which feels quite North Node-y, at least in the Western interpretation of the North Node. Yeah, you're definitely bringing this person out of their shell and kind of freeing them from, because their mind, the way their mind works, it's been quite rigid. They analyze everything so strictly before they permit it to influence them. They don't really like surrender to the flow of things. And I think you're helping them do that. And they do, it's not like they're changing for you, but they're kind of changing through the connection with you. And I keep wanting to say changing for you, but I feel like that wording is not perfect. It's not like, I mean, I guess they kind of want you to like be a witness to their evolution and like be proud of them. You know, there was that message like you're opening up a whole new kaleidoscope of emotions to them. I think you're kind of helping them usher in a new era where they do surrender to the flow and they do surrender to the magic of the universe and don't fall for that illusion that they can make sense of everything and control everything, or that they were ever supposed to do that. I guess trying to analyze and rationalize everything gives them a sense of control that they really don't have at the end of the day, that none of us have. But you are kind of like freeing their spirit through this connection. It's very nice. So what will they actually do when it comes to their next move towards you? Yumi's getting a bit hot. You will hear the AC get a bit louder. Yumi's like practically pushing me off this chair. She's taking up the whole chair. Yumi-chan, Jino. She's a little bit hot. Yeah. What will they actually end up doing when it comes to their next move towards you? We have the Hanged Man. And we have the Eight of Wands. Oh, I mean, that's promising. The Hanged Man, you know, it can indicate a standstill. But the Eight of Wands indicates communication coming in, and it can seem kind of sudden. This gives me the vibe of like you're waiting and waiting and waiting to hear from them, and then you don't hear from them and you're like, okay, I guess nothing's happening then. And then you move on with your life. And then when you're just like going about your life and doing your own thing, they unexpectedly reach out. You may, I don't know if you have like a time frame in mind where you're like, I'm gonna wait until blank point in time to hear from them, you know, like I'm gonna wait until the end of this month or whatever, or if this is just more of a feeling of I've waited long enough. But I kind of sense you are going to move out of this energy of waiting for them, because they are taking a while. They are taking a while, I can see with the Hanged Man. And you're like, okay, I guess they're not interested. I guess they moved on. I guess they're not going to come towards me. And then you just kind of focus on other things. Because what else can you do, you know? What else can you do? You're just going to focus on other things, and that is when they're suddenly going to reach out to you. So I do also get the feeling that when they do reach out to you, it's gonna feel a little bit more lighthearted in nature than what they're actually feeling on the inside, because they've processed a lot and they have a lot of feelings for you. And I feel like they don't want to overwhelm you by dumping it all on you at once. So I wouldn't be surprised if at first they reach out to you in a more lighthearted and friendly way. I feel like they may invite you somewhere, but it's not somewhere super romantic. They might invite you somewhere that feels more chill. And the next time you see them, you'll probably notice that they seem a lot happier and they seem like they're doing a lot better. And even if you haven't spoken to them or haven't spoken to them that much since the last time you saw each other, your guides and their higher self want you to know that you are a big reason that they're doing so much better. And they also are saying, don't underestimate like the impact that you can have on this person, or the impact that you have had on this person. You've done a lot for them. Like you've really made them a happier person overall, like just by knowing you and just by like witnessing you being yourself. So I think they're gonna be, I wanna say, in a good humor. I feel like I'm using weird vocabulary in this group. They're gonna be in a good humor the next time you see them. And they also could do something quite generous. Maybe they just give you something. I don't know, just an example. You're like, oh my gosh, I love your bracelet. And they're like, have it. And it's like this really expensive bracelet, you know? There's a feeling of them doing something very generous for you, or like giving you something that is very generous. And you might think like, oh my gosh, this is too much for me, but no, it's not, because again, like you may be underestimating how much you've helped this person, like the impact that you've had on them. Somehow you have improved their mental health and their outlook on life. And I heard like they kind of realize how much they were imprisoning themselves before with their mindset, which is kind of a sad thing to hear, but it's also lovely to know that they can change and they can free themselves, and like they can adopt a mindset that makes them more like in love with life and more attuned to the magic of life. And like you've played a huge role in that. So, you know, the generosity that they show towards you, it's just like a token of their gratitude, because you gave them such a huge gift, which is like helping them have a new outlook. And that's priceless. The bottom of the deck for advice from your guides, we have the 5 of Wands. Okay, you're gonna have to listen to your gut when it comes to navigating this connection, because I heard if it feels forced, don't do it. This is a long journey that you and this person are going on to move towards each other. I sense that you've been on this journey for a long time. Sorry, Yumi wants to drink water. You've been on this journey together for a long time, and your guides are kind of saying, don't do things that feel forced in order to advance the plot. It's, like taking action just for the sake of taking action. There may be some phases in this journey that are more non-stimulating, that are more uneventful, that are more meditative. There's kind of like some quiet pockets in the journey of this connection. I'm sure you've been through them. But in those moments of quiet, if you're feeling like, oh, I should do something, I should reach out, I should take some action, I should shake up my life to like get things moving. If it feels forced, you probably don't need to do anything. When it's time to take action, I think you're gonna feel excited about it. There may be some actions that you're called to take in order to move towards this union that make you kind of nervous, but it's not a nervousness that comes from like resistance. You know what I mean? It's a nervousness of like, oh my gosh, I'm about to like grow outside of my comfort zone. Can I do it? But like, you're down for it. You're gonna dive into the nervousness. Maybe this is kind of vague, but there's a distinction between like the nervousness that expands you and the nervousness that contracts you. Yeah. Anyway, I think the main message is if it feels forced, or if you feel like you're doing it just to like force the timeline along faster, you may not have to do that. I feel like the right actions will feel like they may feel a little bit exciting or a little bit scary sometimes, but they'll feel right. And maybe it's cheesy for me to say like, when you know, but you'll know when it's the right action to take, like, because it will almost be like, there's no question, of course I'm gonna do it. I thought Yumi was going to drink water, but she's just kind of walking around and sniffing things. So anyway, this is the extended reading that came through just now for my group 3s. So we're gonna see your next time seeing each other. We're gonna see how can you let them or let their higher self help you, and how can you or your higher self help them. And we're also gonna see time frames, places, signs, synchronicities, anything that is significant to the next stages of this connection. So if that sounds good to you and you'd like to join me in the extended, it's going to be linked down below in the description as well as in the pinned comment. There will be an option to access just this one reading, as well as a monthly membership where you can access all of the extendeds every month. If you are considering a membership option, just make sure to read the description of the different membership levels so you know exactly what you're getting. But I'm super grateful to everyone who considers that option. If you're gonna leave the reading here, thank you so much for letting me do this reading for you. I hope you have a wonderful day or night whenever you're watching, and I wish you all the best. Please take good care of yourself, stay healthy. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you feel like doing that. If you'd like to find me elsewhere, I'm gonna have linked down below my Instagram, my memberships, which I just mentioned. You can watch all of the extendeds, and you can also watch exclusive full-length pick a card readings for the members. My music channel, which includes the intro song of this video, that is an original song. I'll also have my latest release linked down below. And if you happen to be in Tokyo on April 26th and you want to come meet me, I'm going to be DJing at Womb. So if you think you can make it, feel free to DM me on Instagram and I will share the details with you. But that is all from me. So thank you so much for supporting me, my channel, and anything I do. I really appreciate having you here, and I'm sending so much love to you, your person, your higher selves, your spirit guides, your spiritual teams, and all of your loved ones, both here on earth and any other realms. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye. Hi number 4s. So if you guys chose the Tiger's Eye Elephant and the Atla Tarot, this is going to be your reading. I just wanted to give a shout out to Angie, who is the creator of this deck. She actually gifted it to me when we met at one of my recent gigs. So thank you, Angie. If you're watching this, I will have her stuff linked down below. She's a really talented artist. And yeah, this deck is inspired by Avatar: The Last Airbender, so that could be significant. Maybe that's why you chose it, if you like Avatar. I'm personally more familiar with the Blue People Avatar, but I have friends who like this Avatar, so I'm excited to use this deck. I also wanted to mention that before I started filming your reading, I heard Midnight Sun in my head, which I'm pretty sure is a book in the Twilight series, and also a song by Zara Larsson. So that could be significant to someone as well. I also just saw 111. So anyway, let's get into the reading. Basically, for this reading, we're going to start by seeing your person's current thoughts, feelings, and experience of this connection, how they're feeling after a recent interaction that they've had with you or a recent event that happened between you, their desires and intentions for their next move towards you, and what they will actually do. So that's going to be our reading. There's also going to be an extended, but we will figure out what's going to be in that reading after we finish this one and sort of see what your unique messages are. So let's get started. What are your person's overall thoughts and feelings right now when it comes to you and the connection? We have the 7th house, we have Mercury, and we have the sign of Gemini. Okay, right away, this is giving me the feeling that they are actually waiting for you to reach out right now. Because the 7th house is the house of the other in astrology. And if this is about their feelings, then the other would be you. And then we have Mercury and Gemini, which very strongly correlates to messages about communication. So I think they're waiting for you to reach out, or they miss you and they want to hear from you. This could also be indicating that they're thinking about you a lot. They could be kind of daydreaming about you, because I'm thinking of sort of thoughts of you that take them away from what's going on in front of them. Like maybe they're daydreaming about you and they're kind of distracted sometimes. Yeah, so they may also have been talking to other people about you. Could even be in some cases that they've asked other people for advice about the connection and how to move forward. But yeah, I can say with certainty that their mind is definitely on you. And let's see how they are feeling after a recent interaction that you've had or something that recently happened between the two of you. We have red squirrel with the number 43, resourcefulness, vigilance, preparation, and busyness. Okay, right away, I'm getting the feeling that you maybe haven't seen this person in a while, or it's been a while since you've been able to spend quality time together in the way that they want to. Because I'm seeing this scenario where they are replaying previous interactions with you over and over again. And it's not really from the sense of like they're overthinking your past interactions or they're like analyzing your past interactions. It's more like cherished memories, like they miss you and this is what they have of you at the moment, because maybe for some reason they can't see you or they just miss you, and so it's like they're replaying the memories with you over and over. We also have Saturn. Okay, this is also making me think that they dream of you, just like the night sky, the full moon. They definitely have strong feelings for you. There could be a lot going on in their subconscious too when it comes to this connection with you. And so the subconscious like thoughts and emotions manifest in their dreams. Feel restricted, yeah. It's like they can't spend time with you in the way that they want to, or they can't like be with you in the way that they want to, at least from their perspective right now. Feel restricted, experience struggle, learn hard work and patience. This person seems to be, they're definitely hard at work right now. They have big long-term goals that they're very focused on, but I feel like thoughts of you are just always kind of in the back of their mind. And the daydreaming or the thinking about you, it kind of gives them like a fuel, I don't know, or like thinking about past memories with you. I also think that you in general, or like you coming into this person's life, did trigger them to be more introspective and think about ways that they can improve, think about ways that they can mature. You definitely have made them focus a lot more on like who they can become in the long term and like really wanting to live up to their full potential. And I'm kind of seeing this as a common thread throughout the groups today. Like these people who we're looking at in these readings, it really seems like we are acting as catalysts for each other in the spiritual sense, which is nice. But there's some element of like shadow work that this person has gone through as a result of meeting you, or like they've had to learn tough lessons or face tough truths about themselves. With this night sky here, it's possible that you triggered in them some kind of awakening to their shadow side and like integrating their shadow. There's been a lot of inner work or spiritual work that this person has done and continues to do as a chain reaction of meeting you. And I feel like they take that work seriously. We have the Leopard with wisdom. Oh, both of these cards have an owl on them, so owls could be significant. We also have Jupiter, Saturn and Jupiter. So there's hard work and lessons, but then there's a blessing at the end. It's still a little bit vague, but I feel like through this connection with you, this person has learned strength, wisdom, and patience. You have triggered or like played a role in a pretty significant evolution for this person and for this soul. You have acted as a mirror to them where they can sort of, assess their own progress based on how they relate to you. This is kind of a vague message. I think we're gonna go in with the tarot and see what else we can uncover. I kind of just want to pull a couple of extra cards to see if we can ground more how they're feeling. I don't know, maybe this is already making sense to you, but I feel like I just want to ground it a little bit more. It's like you're a guide for this person, or like a role model for them, or a reference point for them. You're like this fixed presence in their life. I feel like they've been thinking about you for a long time, or even they've just felt your energy for a long time. You're like this fixed point in their consciousness, and they can kind of gauge where they're at in their journey based on where they're standing in relation to you. And I think that's like a metaphor for something, like how much they've progressed spiritually, or how their self-concept has evolved by how they're relating to you or what you're bringing up in them. You're like a reference for their own journey. It's giving mirroring energy. It could, okay, in some cases, like the positive interpretation of this is like, you know, you're a mirror for them, they're a mirror for you, like your souls are mirroring each other. In some cases, there could be like a little bit of projection going on. Let's just pull a couple more cards to see how they're feeling. And I wonder if my group 4 is like, you're kind of confused about what this person's true feelings and intentions are, because this is the only group that I've had to pull clarifiers and be like, what's going on? I don't know why this is coming up right now, but I feel like there's something that this person is very skilled at, and it's like a technical skill. That could just be a random message that popped up and have nothing to do with what I'm about to say, but I just wanted to share that. We have the Empress. So if we're clarifying about this person's true feelings for you, they have love for you. Whether that is human love or soul love or both, I will leave that up to you, but there's definitely love in their heart for you. And there's pure intentions, because the Empress loves unconditionally. Sometimes you might feel like, what does this person want from me? What does this person expect of me? And the answer's kind of like nothing. Like, just be you, just exist. That's enough for them. They just love you as you are. And we have the Two of Pentacles. I feel like, you know, when we're talking about the fact that this person thinks about you a lot, I do think they spend a lot of time wondering about you and like wondering if you feel the same way about them. Just looking at these two pentacles and like the infinity sign, that looks like this energy is feeding each other in a loop. Okay, I think this is soul love. Like, because I'm just thinking about that message of a lot of their emotions are on the subconscious level, or they're feeling drawn to you. It comes from a subconscious place. So there's like a soul resonance or a soul connection that they feel towards you, and they're wondering if you feel the same way. And so, you know, love comes in many different forms. And when we're asking like, what kind of love is this? I think it's that like unconditional soul love. You know, I'm so happy to know you and I want to get closer to you, but I don't expect you to show up in a certain way or change in a certain way or perform in a certain way. Like, just be you. And I think they just wonder a lot if you feel it too. And if they haven't been very forthcoming with their feelings, I think it's almost because like, how do you even put that into words? Because this is not really like the typical human love. It's kind of a more woo-woo thing. And I think it lives a lot in their subconscious and in their dreams, and it's hard to pin down. It's kind of hard to convey, but I think they just feel your presence really strongly and they feel affected by your presence really strongly. And they're just curious, like, do you feel my presence? Do you feel affected by my presence? Like, is this a loop that's feeding each other, or am I just like projecting onto you? What do they desire or intend? We have the Knight of Cups. And the High Priestess. Yeah, a lot of watery energy, a lot of spiritual energy. I definitely feel like this person wants to get closer to you. They want to get closer to you and they want to share their emotions with you. They want to tell you how they feel, but they still don't really know how. And there was that feeling of like not getting through to you exactly in the way that they want. And I don't know if it's because there's actual like physical barriers in the 3D, or if they literally just don't know how to tell you what they're feeling and what they're experiencing. It's like I'm hearing this message like They're saying, I wish I could just like pull it out of my heart and put it into you and be like, is this familiar? Like, does that feel familiar to you? Do you know what I'm talking about? Do you know what I mean? Because how do I put this into words? It's not, this is so woo-woo, but it almost feels like it's not something of earth. One does not simply put this into language. Like, I have to just, I show you how I feel, and I wonder if you recognize it. I think they're probably going to find a way to give this emotion a shape. Maybe they'll sort of show you how they feel in a kind of abstract or indirect way, because the High Priestess does deal with things that are spiritual, non-physical. With this watery energy, it's like, it can be hard to pin down. It can be vague. It can be mysterious. I think they want to display it to you somehow, but it might be in a kind of abstract way. What are they gonna do? It does seem like they want you to reach out. We have the Seven of Wands. Okay, I feel like they may be kind of overcomplicating things. I think they've built up this connection or built up this union with you a lot in their head and made it almost into something that they have to be deemed ready for. Like, if I pass these tests or if I master these lessons, then I can be worthy of this union with group 4. You know, I'm not saying your union isn't a big deal, but I think they've built it up so much. Maybe they've like put it on a pedestal or made such a high hurdle to feel ready for it or to feel worthy of it. And that kind of becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy, that they're like putting it kind of far away or unattainable, because it's like they feel like they have to prove something, but they don't realize like, I think maybe we're learning a little lesson about unconditional love, because if they love you unconditionally, then they can love themselves unconditionally as well. One thing I've always thought about is that if I say I love you unconditionally, then I have to love everything unconditionally. Otherwise, the condition is that it's you and then it's not unconditional. Does that make sense? I feel like they kind of, if this is like a spiritual love, which I think it is, like a soul love, which I think it is, then they should be able to extend that to themselves also. They're like making hurdles too high in their mind to being worthy of the love and worthy of the oneness that they want. I think we kind of all do this in different ways, but that makes sense why they might be waiting for you to reach out, because I feel like if you reach out to them, they'll probably see it as like a sign from the universe or something, that like they're worthy of coming into union with you, or like they're worthy of experiencing this connection and this love, rather than like, hey, what if this is a lesson in like you can give yourself permission to move towards what you desire and try to give yourself the opportunity to experience love, you know? it's kind of giving like they're in a mindset where they feel like love is something they have to earn, but the hoops they think they need to jump through are actually just like, it's like projections of their own insecurities, and they're perceiving it as like the universe put these hoops here and it's my test to jump through them to manifest my blessings. And it's like, no, you put the hoops there. These hoops were literally made by your subconscious. Like, they're so tailored to your unique perspective and insecurities. When I say you, by the way, that's me like talking to your person. But I don't know, maybe you resonate with that message as well. What are they gonna end up doing? We have 5 of Cups, and I heard ask the audience when I was shuffling, like, what are they gonna end up doing? Ask the audience. I feel like this person has trouble like validating their own longings and giving themselves permission to take action. It's like maybe they've had some trouble with authority figures like in their early life, which I think many of us can relate to. Or had been told a lot like, don't do that, you're not allowed to do that, or felt like what they're longing for is wrong and someone has to tell them that they can have it. Someone has to tell them that they're worthy of it. And so they kind of hold back from pursuing their dreams in general, really, but I feel like 7 of Wands and 5 of Cups, they might really be waiting for you to do something, and it's up to you if you want to do that. But I think if you're just waiting for them to make a move, it could end in a disappointing way. Yeah, at the bottom of the deck, we have the 7 of Pentacles, which I've been using the bottom of the deck card as like messages and advice from your guides. So the 7 of Pentacles is literally a card of something taking a long time. So, you know, for some of you, it could be that they would not reach out. For others of you, it could be that they will, but it's just going to take a long time. Like the 7 of Pentacles is a slow energy, and like especially if you're regularly checking on this person, that could make it feel slower. I don't know your situation. Like if you feel like the ball is in your court, if you feel like you're in a place to reach out to this person, maybe this reading is like your confirmation to go for it. Like if you were thinking of reaching out, maybe this is your sign to do that. Your sign to like be the one to make a first move, because it seems like if you are waiting for them, it could be a really, really long time, because it just seems like they're in this energy of not being able to like authorize themselves to do it. They need some kind of like sign from the universe to show that they're ready and show that they're worthy and stuff. Like they're in that kind of withholding it from themselves. They perceive it as the universe is withholding it from them, but it's actually they are withholding it from themselves by this story that they tell themselves, which is like completely subjective, not based in an objective reality, you know? I feel for them and I feel for you. Sometimes the mental hurdles are very high, but yeah, like just looking at this spread, I do think that, I don't know. Do you reach out? Do you reach out to them, or does that reinforce the narrative that they tell themselves, you know? Maybe they do need to like break free from this way of thinking on their own, but it will take a long time. That's the thing. I don't know. I think it's up to you, group 4. Like if you feel the pull in your heart, like you want to reach out to them, I do think the light is green to do that. Okay, so this is the extended that we're gonna do for this group. I wanna see what would happen if you make the move, just to see what would happen. Their thoughts and dreams and perhaps fantasies that they have of you. I also want to see if we can like get a time frame, but this group, I definitely feel like it wouldn't be set in stone. So we can see what could help speed things up or what could slow things down. And then we'll also see signs for you to look out for. And I heard specifically, this is like signs from their higher self. So when you see these signs, you can know that like their higher self is saying hi or like trying to get your attention or something like that. So that's going to be our extended. If you would like to join me there, it's going to be linked down below in the description as well as in the pinned comment. There will be the option to access just this one reading, as well as a monthly membership option. If you are considering the monthly membership, just be sure to read the description of the different membership levels so you know exactly what you're getting. But I'm super grateful to everyone who considers that option. If you're gonna leave the reading here, thank you so much for letting me do this reading for you. I hope you have a wonderful day or night whenever you're watching, and I wish you all the best. Please take good care of yourself, stay healthy. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you feel like doing that. I just saw 3333, by the way. If you want to find me elsewhere, I'm gonna have linked down below my Instagram, my memberships, which I just mentioned. You can watch the extended readings there, and you can also watch exclusive full-length pick a card readings for the members. My music channel, which includes the intro song of this video, that is an original song. I'll also have my latest release linked down below. And if you happen to be in Tokyo on April 26th and you want to come meet me, I'm going to be DJing at Womb. So feel free to send me a DM on Instagram and I'll share the event details with you. Thank you so much for supporting me, my channel, and anything I do. I really, really appreciate having you here, and I'm sending so much love to you, your person, your higher selves, your spirit guides, your spiritual teams, and all of your loved ones, both here on earth and in the other realms. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.